Capricorn, this is your tarot reading for the dates of August 1st through August 15th. We're growing, and so now we need the benefit of our growth. We're changing our format to meet growth. So bi-monthly, 2 readings, bi-monthly, twice a month, longer readings, win-win situation. And we're using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot card deck. Very cool card deck that she's created along with Riley Valentine. And so this is what's going on here. We've come far. It's like the Virginia Slim campaign ad. You've come far, babies, but we've still got a ways to go. We've pulled the Sun, and so that's the number 19 of the major arcana. And with it, it's the Sun wishing upon a star, but it's the dreamer has experienced the moon, and he turns away from the moon to see the Sun and everything that the Sun brings with it, which is accomplishment and joy and that kind of thing. Yeah, brilliant ideas lead to brilliant success. However, it's time to you still need to keep the faith. And with the Star card in the hopes and fears position of the Celtic cross, this talks about the faith, having the faith, keeping the faith, or Madonna song. Or that's not Madonna. Okay. Michael. Oh, I can't remember now. So I won't make myself look sillier than I have. So, gotta have faith. Michael, yeah. And this card, okay, so let's go back to the reading. Let's get into the reading. You've pulled the Ace of Air card. That symbolizes you, or it could be an epiphany that you've recently experienced. The Ace of Air could talk about how things start off like a bumpy start, and then anything that wasn't resolved, you have a headway and you break through any obstacles. That's what the Ace of Air talks about. And you are across the current challenge in your situation is the Page of Cups. So this could indicate, a new person in your life. The Page of Cups could announce engagements, marriage proposals, that kind of thing, or heightened psychic abilities. And here, I think this has more to do with the psychic abilities based on the cards that you pulled. And because you're exemplified by 19 on the journey as the dreamer. You're exemplified by the Sun. Again, this talks about great success. And then we have the 9 of Coins, or 9 of Earth, in our future position, near future. So this talks about either retirement, like celebrating your golden years. You have enough happiness to celebrate your golden years. Or you have enough happiness that to know that you're self-actualizing. You're on your path. You're trying to figure out who you are in your place in the universe. So that's why I believe it has more to do with spirituality. Or it could be somebody who's lucky enough to create everything, spiritual renewal in their life, renewed love bond, or maybe a brand new love that comes to you on the wings of angels. Now, yeah, and also the star card in your hopes and fears location. This is before the outcome position. This talks about how dreaming big is really important because, we've talked about here many times about the importance of visualization and how that ensures you a place in this world by not only what you visualize, but what you feel you deserve. You can always manifest something, but then if it doesn't, you can't maintain it, then we need to look at sometimes the why of why we don't feel that we're deserving or worthy of our good. That could be a life lesson too. So the star is your ability to think big and how it's brought to you, because here's the sun, all those things that in its infancy that you created visually in your mind, and then you got behind it by seeing yourself in the picture and how it felt, looked, smelled, tasted even, and to be successful, the kind of success that you were envisioning. So we're definitely could be, but this is a current challenge. So this could perhaps be talking about heightened psychic talents or gifts. That could be a challenge because with that, there's usually a huge growth period associated with your clairvoyance turning on, taking big steps in your clairvoyance, clairaudience, any of the clairs, clairsentience, ability to know, step in the room and know what the overall environment is. And so that could be a growth period for you. The Ace of Swords could be an epiphany, and you could be definitely in a growth period. And the Two of Fire in the present talks about how it's really important to choose. Well, hang on. Let's go back to the Two of Wands. It could be new partnerships in your workspace. And that way, it's really at the beginning stages. You're still kind of in the infancy as far as this brilliant new idea, but it's definitely manifested. You know of this brilliant idea. It has come to you, and you're creating partnerships around it. So you've grabbed hold to your new idea in present time. Yeah, so if there's contracts, make sure that you read the fine print here. But continue to move forward. The Nine of Coins card talks about where you have the kind of happiness again where you are able to now move onward in with your spiritual journey. And it's not just something that you do in a hobby. It takes more precedence than that. So that's a wonderful space for you. It also speaks of the quiet time that you spend alone in nature and how you enjoy being alone. It's not an isolation where you're isolating yourself. It's more of a being out in nature makes you feel refreshed, renewed, invigorated. And you get your best ideas. You pull your best ideas from there. And sometimes you feel more at home in nature and God's family, nature, around flora and fauna than you do around with, now I'm not talking like-minded people. So that could indicate that you might be an earth angel. And then we have the Five of Swords. This talks about how maybe somebody has dealt, here, let's explain the cards so that we can go into the story a little gently. We have 5 unicorns, and they don't look to be doing much of anything. They look to be sniffing out the situation. In the background, it's hazy, as nobody seems to be able to see clearly into the future. Things are not as they seem. Somebody is hiding their true intentions. And they do not move forward because they don't know where their future, maybe it's because of somebody's hidden intentions. They don't feel confident moving forward. And Doreen has another card where, in the 5 of Swords, it's the Fairy Tarot card deck. She has the fairy build a snow fort, and the snow fort is made of snow, so it's tenuous. The snow is going to melt. So it's not, the idea isn't congruent on solid foundation. It's maybe something's not worth the effort, and or in the fairy who built the snow fort, she turns his back on the fairy community, which if he kept in contact with them, maybe they would have brought him back into a path of integrity, but he's kind of abandoned his path to get this project done, and then he's looking and actually admiring his snow fort, but at what risk? So there you go. That kind of gives you an idea about what's going on, power in the situation. And then the Page of Coins talks about people, effects of other people around you. You might want to go back to school, and or you might grab onto a subject that really takes a lot of time and effort, but that you know, it's not going back formally to school, but you start studying something. Maybe you take a class, and that is a physical class, and this is something that really you desire a lot, that's going to change your life. It's also good news about financial matters, and or you want to do something more challenging. Maybe your day job is stifling you, and you really want to let go of your day job and start with your baby, your creation. Maybe you're an entrepreneur in the making. Again, the Star card talks about our hopes and fears. I've talked about this. And this card in and of itself talks about faith. When we wish upon a star, this can create huge changes in our lives. We can actually change our lives by visualizing. Maybe the help with a vision board, we can go from a small life into a bigger life, one that we feel that we've created, that we've brought into manifestation, instead of just going through the motions. Again, the Page of Coins card, the one that just preceded this card, talks about how we feel stifled, and maybe we feel like we're just going through the motions. So in our quiet times alone, we catch ourselves thinking or brainstorming or daydreaming about the life that we deserve. And actually, this is a great idea, as you can actually change your life by believing in yourself. Again, the Faith card, believing yourself and having confidence. With the Sun, this talks about somebody who's beginning to have more confidence in their life. And they are starting to enjoy, they are starting to become a different person, a more confident person, a more proactive, somebody who doesn't rely on others to change his or her life. The Two of Swords card, or the Two of Air card, could indicate that there either is a conflict, a mental conflict. You're having a mental war with yourself. Maybe it's about changing your life. Maybe you're starting to get the courage to do something about it. If this is with other people, then it talks about how maybe you need a third party to settle any unresolved problems that are hanging on a precipice. Or it actually could talk about how you want to sweep inherent problems under the rug, that you don't want to deal with it, but that procrastination is not going to help you. And in fact, if this is the situation, you have procrastinated too much, and you must get a handle on things and move forward by making a wise and weighed decision. So again, don't give up the ghost. Don't give away your power. You know, if you procrastinated, now's the time to move forward, be proactive, and bring somebody in that can give you a bigger perspective about how to solve the problem that's ahead of you, because sweeping it under the carpet's not going to do anybody any justice. So let's listen to the Supreme Being about any other additional information about this reading that could help you, dear Capricorns. Yeah, so when you're starting out a small business or any business, motives might make or break a small business, so we have to be wise about who we choose to bring into the fold. Like when you're making almond cream, ice cream that you put almond, and you have to fold in your chocolate, your vegan-friendly chocolate. Well, you have to take into consideration the ingredients that you're using so that your almond ice cream tastes as great as it looks. Now, if you don't use the best quality ingredients for you, then your beautiful dish is not, it's just like your business isn't going to, in your mind's eye, that look like this, but you have to take people's motives into consideration. Okay. And I do hear that the goal is worth the suffering. The goal is worth the suffering. And yeah, there's going to be good news coming, so just hang on. With the Ace of Swords, or the Page of Cups even, that is definitely good news coming. Yeah, so if people want to create more money in their lives, small businesses are very popular right now. It's something that you can do on your downtime and still keep your day job. Yeah, creative types, you usually have a lot of talent, like, here's the water and you're underneath the water here, not as a person, but as your talents. I mean, deep people feel deeply. It's nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, it's actually considered to be a gift. And you're spiritual and you feel deeply, and therefore you should know that the Supreme Being is definitely on your side. It's a growth period of going from less deep or superficial to, because you're matching other superficial people, to more deep, to owning your own spiritual gifts, and then liking yourself more, or accepting the beauty that is inherent to you. And thanks so much, Capricorn. I just love working with you. Until next time, I wish you much light and love. Bye-bye for now.